Good evening, YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. I have my lighting and I have my fan. How you doing? So it is my pleasure to continue. Let me try that again. Take two. It is my pleasure to continue this more than a walkthrough series of videos with the Pride Tarot, a collaborative deck, which was published by US Game Systems in April 2020, proving that some good things did happen in 2020. The next card is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands in this tarot deck is illustrated by En Tze Loh. I hope I'm pronouncing this artist's name correctly, but in the meantime, let me have Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audio-visual person, for my YouTube videos, do a close-up on the back of the card design first, which I love, 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 because love is love. And love is love is love. I love saying that, I really do. I get a kick out of saying that. And Goddess bless, I spoke the truth. And now, we're ready for the front, right, Drake? Okay. That is the Nine of Wands, illustrated by En Tze Loh in the Pride Tarot, a collaborative deck. And I gotta tell you, it happened again, where I just opened the guidebook and there it was. So, Nine of Wands by En Tze. The Nine of Wands represents resilience, courage, and strength. This card symbolizes the ability to overcome adversity through determination and will. Using a color palette inspired by the trans flag, I chose, meaning the artist I chose, to depict a BIPOC, B-I-P-O-C, which is an abbreviation for Black, Indigenous, People of Color. I actually did not know the I was an I. I thought it was an L, to be perfectly honest. But yes, BIPOC, all capital letters, is an acronym for Black, Indigenous, People of Color. Trans individual looking strong, confident, and badass, I love that word, badass, despite being wounded in the middle of a storm. As a trans and non-binary person of color myself, we face a constant slew of challenges simply existing and having to fight for our rights and safety on a daily basis. It is without a doubt exhausting, and sometimes we feel like breaking down, but we will keep fighting. This card is a sign of hope and encouragement that you will overcome any difficulty you encounter and continue to get stronger, and it is why I chose this card. That's a beautiful description. The traditional image of the Nine of Wands depicts an individual, a man, standing, holding a staff for support, and there's a bandage around his forehead that depicts the blood, the dried blood of the wound on his forehead. And the other wands are, well, they're not really supporting him. They're kind of like surrounding him, but they're not really surrounding him, but like a background, but there's something deeper to that. And that's a card that talks about a struggle. And intuitively, I've often seen the Nine of Wands as you're doing too much, you're working too hard, get some more rest. And remember, wands can represent a lot of different things. Primarily, I associate wands with work and career issues, and of course to the American Tarot Association, the spiritual, the metaphysical, the mystical, the magical. But I will say that sometimes I will look at the Nine of Wands and I will think you might be doing too much too often or too much too soon. Take a break, pull back. Now, En Tze Loh is a queer and non-binary Malaysian illustrator, graphic designer, tattoo artist, production designer, and creator of queer goth apparel and art brand Girl, all capital letters, GRRRL, G, 3 R's, and L spells, which is based in Toronto, Canada. There is a website address, and there is an Instagram account listing, and I will include all of this in the description box for this video. So I want to thank, as always, US Game Systems for publishing an LGBTQIA+ themed tarot deck, and as a member of the LGBTQIA+ community, I am very honored that a company decided to publish a tarot deck that honors the immense diversity of this community, of the community of which I form part. And of course, I want to thank En Tze Loh for illustrating the Nine of Wands in this particular tarot deck. I wish all of you a beautiful night, a wonderful week, and stay tuned for the next video.